Hey everybody, Insta360 here. Whew. First time on my cross-country skis in almost 2 weeks. Been in Seattle shooting a corporate video and upcoming 360 documentary about Seattle that will be, as I said, upcoming. I'm about to try something that I didn't know if I was going to be able to do. I got, hang on, 4 of these cold weather batteries while I was gone. And I'm going to put them to the test. Now, of course, it's not very cold. I checked it, it was about 32 degrees, which, you know, is even what the normal batteries are rated for. But I'm going to take this thing, no case on it, and I'm going to just leave it out with me, and I'm going to see how the battery does. So let's put this to the test. It's not the ultimate cold weather battery test, but here's test number 1. I got test number 2 coming up this weekend. Let's do it. Now, I'm an avid cross-country skier. I do some dog mushing. I live in Central Oregon, where it gets pretty cold. And I bought my Insta360 and took it out in the, what I would consider to be relative cold, and the thing died in like 5 minutes. In fact, there were a few shots that I completely lost because the thing lost power and I never recovered the file. So, needless to say, I've not been its biggest fan for cold weather activity. So, today, we're going to get into some shade. I'm going to try to leave this thing on, even when I'm not shooting. See if we can get this thing to lose some charge. I didn't fall this time. Let's see. Hell, so far, we're at 3 bars, or whatever you call that, so we're off to a good start. Such a dork. Alright, well, about a third of the way through so far. Battery's going up pretty good. Heading into some hills, so we've been shooting 5.7K. Let's switch to 4K 50 frames. Alright, well, that was 50 frames per second, 4K. I'm coming up on a big hill now, so I'm going to switch it to 3K 100 frames per second. Drive that motor a little harder. Again, let me see. Battery's holding up pretty good. So far, initial impressions, fairly impressed. But now let's switch it to 300 frames, or 100 frames. Oh, shut up, Scott. About 40% of the trip. I have noticed 1 bar in the battery going down. Still way better than the original batteries. Let's keep going. You should be here. If there are any 360 YouTuber awards and there's like a category for Dork of the Year, I'm that guy. Yeah. Seriously, I'm that guy. Alright, we're about 2/3 done, and if I can read the display correctly, we're about half battery. Haven't been shooting the entire time, but trying to keep it out the entire time. And we've been out for about 35 minutes. Alright folks, drum roll please. I've been out for an hour. Camera's only been running, like shooting for about 20% of that, but It's been on for about 85% of that and out in the cold the entire time, no case. We're down to one bar and the last hill, and I'm going to try to hyperlapse it, which means I'm going to keep this thing on for about the next 5 solid minutes. We'll see how it does. Let's do it. I gotta say, I'm fairly impressed. Not completely, but fairly. We're down to that last bar. Let's review. I've been out for about an hour and 15 minutes. The temperature has fluctuated by starting at around 30 to 32. It's now like 45, so we haven't really put it to the extreme cold weather test. I ran the camera. I probably did about 20 minutes of footage and then about an hour and 15 minutes of it being mostly on. A couple of times it went on standby and then died, but for the most part it's been outside, not in a case, for an hour and 15 minutes. So I give it a B+ this time, but stay tuned because next weekend I'm giving it a real test, still in not super cold temperatures, but I'm going to run this thing for about 45 minutes to an hour non-stop. I am Scojo in 360. Hit that subscribe button, and if you love me, I don't know, send me money or Milana Vine Troop. One of the two. I'd take both.